what does this brand brings to a product? What does this brand do to the owners that who live in these developments? This is all we are going to be exploring today. And this is something we all have to be really proud of. And let me, we should give a big hand to ourselves. Thank you, Gurgaon. Thank you, Samadi, for making India the largest Trump, portfolio outside of North America. And what's the reason? Reason is we love Trump. Some of the biggest names, some of the most successful people stay in Trump properties across the world, and now our own achievers, the millionaires and the billionaires in the country have a chance to do that. And as a growing country, as a growing economy, that number is multiplying, and they need an avenue, or they need a real estate brand to express themselves. 30 years ago, our rich used to express themselves by buying a Merc, a Beamer. 10 years ago, they were doing that by acquiring assets globally. Today, they are expressing themselves by buying into brands like Trump and being a part of this legacy. That is why this brand is big in India, and this is going to continue to be growing bigger and bigger in India. Thanks to Kalpesh, who's bringing this to different cities, and to Pankaj, who's making sure we have the largest share of Trump properties in India, and we will keep doing this partnership. So, undisputed number one real estate brand. There's nothing else that even comes close to this. We've seen this magic happen. We've seen this magic play out in 2018. We were all together, Raghu. A couple of friends, Manu, who were on this side of the table today, are enjoying success on the other side. And I think I see a lot of partners who were there with us at that time as well. We've all done it together. We've all done it, enjoyed that experience of selling a Trump property. And believe me, it's an experience. We all do that. We all sell properties for a living. We enjoy our work. But selling a Trump property evokes a different emotion. It brings a lot of pride, into what we are offering to our customer. It brings a lot of assurance. It kind of guarantees that if my customer buys into this, he's going to be thanking me for it. There's a strong brand, there's a strong delivery mechanism, there's a strong ecosystem standing behind my recommendation. I'm not alone in recommending this. And over here, we've kind of proved it to you that yes, you were right in recommending this brand. So what happened? Can you imagine how much the world has changed since 2018? Let me give you an example. So yes, we made news. We were all over the town when we introduced the project in 2018. I'll show you a very. It almost sounds funny now. That's how much world has changed in these years. If you look at this, on day one we sold 150 crores and it made headlines of a newspaper. That's how the world was in 2018. Today I think. I think that's almost become a daily number for any successful brand or company. But yes, that was the start we got. We did fantastic. We made news across the city. We were everywhere. People say Trump has arrived. Yes, Trump did arrive in Gurgaon, and it did make a lot of news. That was the talk of town, and everybody wanted to be part of it. What we saw was a amazing frenzy of interest. You see, the problem is a lot of people here don't look at any different from what they look today, including PB, Basanji, Kalpesh, you're almost, there, you're almost there. I think me and you are the only one who is a little larger version of ourselves. But yes, this was the, this was the team that brought this brand. We took your support. And we assured you that we will be delivering a great product. We assured you this is an ambitious product, the tallest development in the North India. We will do it, a fantastic job of it. And we are very proud to be standing in front of you saying, yes, we together did it. And as I was mentioning, the fun or the best part of working with brands like Trump is was करने में मजा आता है. It doesn't, for us, it doesn't feel like a job. For you, there is excitement into working with this brand. There is excitement in recommending it to a brand. There is excitement built into everything practically that we do with Trump. So last time what was the excitement? Atul, क्या किया था पिछली बार?
2018 we flew to New York with so many of our channel partners.
So 2018, I look back at working with you guys on that is some of my finest moments. That's when a lot of close friendship was formed. We together did it. We together enjoyed it. We celebrated it together. We took off together. And for some of those who were not part of our journey at that time, we had great fun in doing it together. A quick hands up for those who were with us at that time. I'm Rinji, Ajay. Yes.
Whoa, hello. Ashish, Nakul, are you trying to tell me that these guys actually went to New York?
Let me show you. Is this?
How many of them actually went to New York? I want to see these guys.
These are all my friends who became my friends when we were together in New York.
Can you all raise your hands collectively so I can see? Oh my God, look at the smiles. Those absolute big smiles on the faces. Fantastic. Are you going to tell us something or should I ask them about the experience?
I think why don't we ask them what was the experience?
Alright, so why don't you all just raise the hands once again and I'm going to start. Okay, I love a man in the hat. I love that style. I'm coming to you in just a second. I've got to meet him first. Hello, hi there. What's your name?
Rishi.
So Rishi, I get to hear that you all went to New York. I want to know what was the highlight of the entire trip. What were the highlights, or should I say?
Yes, well, there were one too many. To start with, flying the Abu Dhabi and Emirates business class, that was an experience. Having dinner at the Del Monte, one of the finest restaurants in New York. Flying the helicopter over New York itself, and there were too many. There weren't too many. I guess, and by the time we have one gentleman who's not alive today, Mr. Kekna. He was also there on the trip. He had palpitation, I still remember. And when we got down to Abu Dhabi, he used to really smoke a lot. I said, listen, don't worry, we're going to meet Trump. And the moment was, the classic moment was, we went to the Trump Towers in the evening and we started smoking. Post that. I guess that was a classic moment to see, going to New York, Trump Towers, meeting Eric Trump. Classic. Thanks to Kimi as well as Mr. Division. It was a great honor which was bestowed on us.
Oh my God, was that out and out luxury trip?
Where is Ajay? Ajay? For our friends who joined us from Noida, sorry, Ajay came first. Ajay was the original one from Noida who contributed to Trump big numbers. Yes, I am there to leave.
Actually, I want to ask, okay, so he's here. So, in the hat, hello, how are you? How was the experience? I know the helicopter ride, the dinners, the snowfall, the business class. What
So we went for a real estate trip. It was one of the most well curated trip. And we had Ashish Jarat. ये बोलना और मस्ती करना वहीं से सीखा है हम लोगों के साथ. And the best part was they got us to stay at the Trump property at Colombo Circle. We were given suites facing the Central Park, a 700 square feet seat. That was real luxury. And another thing highlight was, Rishi just said, so the Central Park was absolutely green, and after 3-4 days it was absolutely white. Yeah, and we got to see some excellent Trump properties. We saw Penthouse. I don't remember this thing. I mean, how they showcased the real estate, how they. I mean, many highlights, but I'll not take time. I think let others also share this.
That's about the experience. But I want to ask you a question. Do you think you'll make it this year? This time? Even I don't know, but maybe this time. Do you think you'll make it this time?
Depends what they're curating.
Are you in doubt that it is not going to be the best?
So I think we'll also have to do some better numbers.
That's something I like. Alright, can we go to, do we have time to go to somebody else or are we sure?
I think let's move forward. I think we got a glimpse of the emotion that
Done.
we were talking
So we
about.
move forward and we'll talk to them in some time.
You know, and that's what I was talking about. हमें किसमें याद आता है कि 6 साल पहले हमने जो बेचा था और मुझे उसके बारे में कैसा फील हुआ था. You know, it's almost like it's very special. So yes, we were, as you mentioned, we had a great time together. We got to experience New York very differently. We kind of lived the brand. We stayed at a Trump property. We went to see a couple of other Trump properties. I think we got a VVIP treatment from the Trump team there. You see a lot of faces, common faces who are there today in this boardroom at the Trump Towers. You know, a very special trip for all of us. And you know, on a lighter note, हमें बहुत सारे लोग कहते हैं कि इनका चलन आपने तब से शुरू किया था. But yes, it's fun to be traveling together. It's fun to be you know, but it's very special when you are living the brand, when you are living. What are you recommending to your customer? You are going through that experience yourself as to what is special about it, and you come back more convinced, more sure about the brand and the your recommendation. So that's what we got to experience together. And yes, there were some exciting moments there. We didn't stop there. As part of our Trump Towers Delhi NCR, we also did another thing, experience that was which nobody has been able to repeat, copy, or dare to do that. We flew 100 or 100 plus of our customers to New York to experience the brand. We did it with our channel partners first. We got a great feedback, and yes, that was built into the promise we made to our customers. It's never been done earlier. I don't think anybody else will dare do this. Put all their customers together. How many developers have called all their customers and put them under one roof and said, yeah, these friends you're going to be living together. Customers, because from day one we were very clear we are going to be delivering an outstanding product. There is nothing to fear. There is no question mark in our mind. If customers come together, it's only for good. It's very good to let these friendships form at an early stage. And believe me that that confidence took us through from day one to day today, where we are delivering that fantastic product. A glimpse into our customers, who enjoyed that moment, they lived that moment, and I think a lot of friendships were formed even then. We were on some of the pictures here are from the. I think the sound is not very clear, but I think their emotion says it all as to the kind of excitement and they were experiencing. That was 2018, and we had a task to do. We had to deliver a great product. In between, yes, we faced challenges. We faced every great product goes through some challenging moments, and we went through an external challenge which was COVID, and I think one of the few projects in this city who never stopped, who we were determined to continue with it, was from Tars. And that is the reason today we are standing at a point where the tower is complete and the tallest towers in north of India are complete. Why did I mention about this COVID period in this happy gathering? Can you guess that? Because that is when the brands are tested. That's when a brand's journey gets either disrupted or it takes off, where the world recognizes there is more to this brand than just the name. That's where, the resilience of the developer comes into play. And we've done it in the past. We've gone through those testing times, and we're delivering an amazing product which is 100% sold out. So this month end, we are going to be cutting the ribbons for the Tower 1. It is going to be a very, very special day. We have some very big plans for it, and during the evening we'll be sharing more about what those plans are. Nakul, why don't you take us through the journey? किया कैसा लगा हमने?
हमारे मुंबई ट्रिप से लेके हमारे कस्टमर बीट्स तक it has been a very very exciting journey. Starting from at a price as low as 13.5 thousand, we launched the project back in 2018 with all of you guys around. This has been the most phenomenal and big success story that this city has ever seen. And today when Ashish sir is mentioning that we are 100% sold out, we are sold out at a price of more than 40,000 rupees per square foot. That is the kind of
we must pause here for a moment, and we are all real estate experts sitting here. याद करो कितने स्पोर्ट्स ने मैं बताया था सर बहुत महंगा रेट है। हमें कई बार ना अपने ऊपर मतलब 30 years or 25 years in real estate, and I start questioning myself जब ऐसी कोई बात होती है ना यार ऐसा क्यों लगा था? That puts up the question mark to all our expertise and all our, which means the market is bigger than our knowledge. We have a very small time frame. What we say as real estate experience and knowledge and market plays out very, very differently. Especially in a country that is growing, where millionaires and millionaires are being, added at a pace that's highest in the world. How things will move forward, I think it's the only thing you can bet on is the right brand and the right partners. The speed you can't predict. Putting both these numbers on the screen just reminds us that. And मैं इसमें हाथ उठाने को नहीं कहूँगा, लेकिन हम सबको दिल में पता है किसने बोला था सर रेट बहुत ज़्यादा है, right? So आपने बोला रेट बहुत ज़्यादा है, we have to bring, हमने भी फीडबैक ले ली, हमने भी प्लान कैसे ले लिए, 30, 40, 30, 40 अभी बाकी 50 तो बनाएंगे फिर लेंगे, we had no EMI scheme where we said 10% लेंगे उसका कुछ मत देना हमें, डरा गया है तो हमें थोड़ा सा उस टाइम पे, नहीं तो ऐसा नहीं करते, so नहीं that's one thing that for feedback does to you at times, so think of it, but that has produced such lucky customers, 10% payment at some 14,000-15,000 rupees, 1,400 रुपए फुट देने के बाद आज इन a market जहाँ only buyers no sellers 40,000 रुपए पूरे अपने घर ही देने को तैयार, ठीक है, आप ऑफर लेके जाते हो कहते हैं कम है, मन करता है इसको बताऊं सर 10% के लिए आपने मुझे किस भाग्य से तब, ठीक है, बट वो मेरी किस्मत है, ठीक है, तो never argue with the customer. Yes, उसकी किस्मत है. That's what we are saying. इस बार और बहुत सारों की किस्मत है. Right? So As we said, this kind of Trump Towers was the first branded residences in Delhi NCR. It kind of opened the gate for the branded residences. But again, as we say, there's only one real brand. Rest, 7% हमारा ही होगा. So it's a very small part of the market. There are, अच्छी बात ये है कि आपको पता होता है कि मेरे branded residences के ये ही set of my customers are going to be buying into it. And the decision making is rather quick. You're not buying square feet, you're not buying your first home, you're not buying yes, they're asking for quality, they're asking for, they're asking for what is special in this. Yes, a customer will always ask for that, but he knows, he very well knows the brand I am buying, he's taking care of everything. He's taking care of the quality, he's taking care of stuff. So, the brand, as we introduced Trump Tower 2, it has brought about a lot of talk in the town, and some of the really young experts in this business are today talking about it in a very different way than it was earlier. I think we'll take a moment to hear from one of the guys I admire. I think he's a young achiever and a young, intelligent guy in business.
Gurgaon's real estate is following the exact same trend as what is happening in New York, London, and Dubai. And I explain. So last week, the Economic Times did a story where they said that Gurgaon is the only place outside of New York where there are 2 Trump Towers. Now the first one was sold out on Golf Course Road, but why was there a need to build a second one? Has it got to do anything with why President Trump is in power? I explain. So whenever a city is developing, there are 4 phases of real estate, and people make money when they enter at the beginning of one of these 4 phases. So initially it all starts with a barren piece of land. That's where institutions come in to actually start commercial properties. This happened in New York in the 20s, with London in the 80s, with Dubai in the 90s, and then Gurgaon in the 2000s. Now these institutions come in, for example, ALF came in and they built Cyber City. Suddenly, once that takes off, starts the second phase, where people who had ancestral land in these cities, their prices skyrocket. Now for a lot of us, our parents actually made money on land capital appreciation in this second phase, which is why they all seem to believe that.
So I'll not take you through the whole thing. I'm sure you would have heard it, you would have, but what I'm trying to tell you is today, everybody gets behind the success. Yes, the only city which is bringing, the second Trump to itself, Gurgaon. So there are a lot of explanations, but I think the biggest explanation is the brand Trump. Nakul, what do you have for us further?
Yes, sir. So, like Ashish sir mentioned that this is the biggest real estate super brand. What is behind this? So the 3 main things that the brand stands on is that, of course, they develop iconic buildings across the world. But who are the people who make it iconic? The real icons are you guys. So I would like to request you to give a round of applause for yourselves, because you are the ones who make it so successful that it is demanded in every part of the country, and we are now coming up with more and more Trump properties across India. The influence is something which you just saw. Experts talking about how the success story has been and how it is shaping up for the future. And of course, the impact which Ashish sir also just mentioned about his brand story, that we started at a meager price and now we are market leaders, and the Trump 1 project, that's the Trump Tower NCR, has been the market leader always in terms of pricing, in terms of quality, in terms of kind of delivery. I'll just share one very interesting fact with you that recently I was just looking for some hiring for sales team. I was interviewing some people, and I came across a person who was not originally from this part of the city. I asked him, what do you know about our brand and what do you know about Trump? And he had a very, very good thing to say, which kept stuck in my mind, was that sir, Gurgaon में ना दो ही landmarks, एक golf course road, दूसरा Dhanda. So that is something which the brand promises, that wherever it is, it has created a building that becomes a landmark for the city and its vicinity. So, because of the super success that the first project saw, and because of so many happy customers and even happier partners like yourselves, we could not resist from planning the next coming, the second chapter of Trump in Gurgaon. And there we are with Trump Residencies Gurgaon. In fact, Gurgaon is the only city after New York in the whole world which will have more than one Trump property. And this is iconic. We've been in conversation for a couple of months now. We've been talking about the Trump Residencies Gurgaon, which is the second project, and you've been talking to your customers, and we've been to the EY phase where a lot of customers have expressed their interest in buying the new project. I would tonight like to take you through a couple of key dates as and how we progress into this journey. So we are right now in the EY phase 1, but we would like to close this chapter starting 4th of May and start with the next chapter, which is the allotment and the EY phase 2, starting the very next day, which is Monday onwards, 5th of May. And followed by a grand celebration, which is towards the 3rd week, after 3 weeks, where we have a very special surprise planned for the entire city. So you've been communicating with me and my team, and we've been sharing the tentative pricing and what we want to launch the project at. So we have the 3 different variants, like the first project. We have a 3-bedder, we have a 4-bedder, and we have the super successful 4-bedroom double-height living variant, which is the most in demand. So we could not, resist ourselves from redesigning it, replanning it, and getting into the new project. So this inaugural price, which is going on for the phase 1, is on the screen. But we plan to move from this to the phase 2, starting from 5th of May, to a newer pricing, which will ensure that the early investors have made enough appreciation on the purchase of their apartment.
Nakul, in other words, अगर संडे तक डिसीजन नहीं लिया तो लॉस इज अराउंड 50 लाख
मिनिमम
ठीक
1 करोड़ तक जा रहे थे लॉस. उसके बाद हम लोग एक ग्रैंड सेलिब्रेशन प्लान कर रहे हैं, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया. That will be marked as the formal day of launch. That date is 22nd of May, which will have the final launch pricing, which will be actually to the tune of about 35,000 rupees a square foot. This location, kind of commands that pricing. The brand commands that pricing. It is already accepted in the market, and we plan to make it even bigger. We have a very special offering in this project as well, which are larger penthouses. And many of you have been trying to contact us for giving expression of interest towards these penthouses for your customers. But unfortunately, we had to say no to a lot of you, because we stand sold out on the penthouses worth 1.5 crores. That happened in the very first week that we sold off all the penthouses. That's the kind of demand that is there for this brand in the market, and especially for the iconic bigger units. We have made buying very easy for our buyers. With very convenient payment plans, which include a 30-30-40 payment plan and a 28-5. which will enable your customers very convenient cash flows to manage their investment into the project and again get the returns on their investment. Also, we have a super seller plan in place, which was there in the first project also, which was very well received by the market, in which there was a very little initial contribution by the customer, and the company used to give the EMI interest. So that's the subvention where the customer only pays 15% on the. That is something which will enable you to pitch this to a maximum of your customers, and this will increase the investment potential of the project. So, I would say that the best time to buy Trump was yesterday, but the next best time is now. It's today. We are talking about the big day, that's 22nd of May. We are going to officially launch the project at a price of 35,000 rupees a square foot. And that is why we call it that the best time to buy a Trump is now. So the question is that, are you going to seize it or are you going to let it slip?
Now let's hold on here for a moment and talk about why these dates and why these numbers. As I said, we'll soon be sharing with you further details on what special is happening on 22nd. I think there's already a lot of buzz around that, but we'll confirm that buzz in a while. What else is happening? Of those of you who sold Trump 1 with us, and you sold for this smart world ever, we like to gradually sell out our inventory. We do not aim to sell it out on day one. SkyAct was a wonderful experience for all of us to be doing together. It is the kind of interest and frenzy it generated. That is something outstanding. But there also what has happened? What has happened is that we will always hold back stock with the company because we are our biggest believer. We are our biggest investor. In Trump 1, there was a time a lot of you were saying, "Sir, unit release kar do, aap vote kyun kar rahe ho? Aaj bech dena chahiye." We held on to that inventory. We know हम क्या बना रहे हैं और ये कितने में क्या इसकी वर्थ है और हम कितने में बेचेंगे. It may have looked odd at that time. We get all of that salah कि सर जो बिक रहा है बेच देना चाहिए. But no, some projects are special. Some projects are worth holding on to. We are our own investor. We held back to our own inventory, and today we can see the results. Same is going to happen in Trump Class 2. We are our investor. The idea is not, we will not be selling out 100% of the inventory. We will be selling out inventories at different prices and different phases. We have complete confidence and we know what this product is worth and what it is going to be year, 2 years, 3 years from now. And that is what you will see. We will be on a phased journey with you. Right, Anuj?
Yes, absolutely. So now the big question